Hello, everybody. I'm in a terrible place. You should feel sorry for me. I'm in Puerto Vallarta on the yummy Pacific Ocean on my yummy patio, and I'm sending out an SOS. um, we've had an amazing couple of days here, or well, no, couple of classes, many five days here in Puerto Vallarta. We've just finished with the Global Foundation, Access Consciousness Global Foundation class. And today was an energetic facelift class, which was amazing. I know I probably look like I'm 25, so thank you. And yeah, just really, really grateful, really enjoying. Look at this. Oh, yeah, I don't know if you can see the sun there, but it's like this beautiful. The sun's going to be setting soon. Hello, everybody that's joining. Thanks for being here. So I'm starting this series tomorrow that's called Beyond the Comfort of Lack, and it just that I started to just like I've been doing this How to Become Money workbook series, Access Consciousness book, How to Become Money workbook. We've been going through it 100 times, and it's been really amazing series. And I started looking at these all kinds of different energies coming up around this topic of money and having money and creating wealth and stuff. And and one of them is this like kind of like cozy coziness that we get sometimes around our limitations, which is weird. Um, but with access consciousness, it's like we have these amazing tools to like constantly expose where we're limiting ourselves that we didn't know that we were, where we're stopping ourselves from receiving or having more that we would, and like even just like making ourselves wrong for desiring to have more in every area of life. And I started to look at it and I'm like, wow, it really, there is this sense of like when lack comes up in people's worlds, and I've noticed this with myself too, like this energy of like, yeah, I know this is like my like old worn out blanket that isn't soft anymore. It's not fuzzy anymore. The fuzz has been like totally worn off of it. But it's my old blanket, and even though it doesn't even feel good on my skin anymore, it's my old blanket, and I just love it because it's my old blanket, and I'm gonna have to keep it, you know. And we do that. We do that with our limitations. We like treasure them, so that we can have the rightness of being wrong, so that we can have the comfort of never having enough, so that we can have the righteousness of never having enough. And one of the things that I love about the access consciousness tools is they give you tools for having way more than enough, like way more than enough. And there's this question of what would it take to have never enough and always like never enough money and always too much to spend. And I love that question because it really you can't understand it. It doesn't make any sense cognitively. And for so many years I was like, I don't want to ask that question. Why would I ask for never enough? But our like so many of us that are seekers in the world, our very nature is never enough. um, so there is this like never enough that we is kind of like who we be. But when you get cozy with the lack that you've created, in whatever way that is, it might be lacking like nourishing relationships, or it might be lacking, with finances, or lacking in business, or lacking with your body, or all the different areas of life, like lacking gratitude as a parent, like maybe your family doesn't have gratitude for you or whatever. When we get into that, um, it's like that space of like the comfort of lack. It's like we just you can't go any further, like you, because it's just like you're like, oh, I've got my cozy blanket. It's like an addiction, because addiction is that thing that you go to that's like comforting but so bad for you. And that to me is what the comfort of lack is about. Like it shows up in so many places in the world. And And it's a confronting conversation, because you have to look at like, well, what am I creating here? Like, one of the questions that I use a lot with myself is, what do I love about this? Like, if there's something going on in my life that is limiting or limited in some way, it's like, and I keep choosing it because we choose everything that shows up. Um, it's like, if I keep choosing it, it's because there's some value that it has to me. It has some value in my life. I love it. I love something about it, right? And that when I first started asking myself that question, like, what do I love about this, or what's the value of this, with stuff that was I would kind of get stuck with, I was it was really confronting. Like I was like, how could I possibly love something that I hate so much? Basically, like, if I don't have enough money, like, how could I love? How, in what way would I love that? I hate it, but when you can't change something when you're lying to yourself about it, and when you get into like the acknowledgement of like, oh, this is actually something I'm choosing because it's comfortable, because I don't have to challenge myself to get bigger, I don't have to challenge myself to have more, I don't have to like make the people in my life around me uncomfortable. I can like just hang out with this like tattered blanket that isn't soft anymore, but that's my security blanket that is so disgusting, but it's just here because it means something to me. I've given it some meaning, Um, it's like you cannot outcreate yourself. You can't go beyond. You can't actually have more as long as you're stuck in the comfort of not enough. What if you could be? What if you could have the greatness of not enough? The greatness of, I will never have enough. That's part of the brilliance of me. So I'm gonna like so since I will never have enough because of the brilliance that I be, then I'm going to celebrate that. I'm going to ask for never enough and always too much. Like with money, that question of what would it take to have never enough money and always too much to spend, like more than you could spend, but still never enough, because you always, when you have never enough as a generative possibility, you're going to always go create more. You're not going to be in the comfort of the limitation and the comfort of the lack and the coziness of your stagnant position that you've put yourself in. But to go beyond that, you've got to be willing to make yourself uncomfortable. You've got to be willing to make other people around you uncomfortable. And like, a brilliant friend of mine last night and I were talking, and she said, like, you've got to change. Like, I can't remember exactly how she put it, but it was like, if you want to have change, you got to change. Like, you got to change to change, you got to do something different if you want to have something different. You've got to be something different if you want to have something different. And that's never a comfortable thing. It's not comfortable to go beyond the comfort of lack, to beyond the comfort of what we currently have. Because we maintain this like status quo in our life of like, this is exactly, I'm going to keep this exactly as is so that I don't have to rock any boats. But then you just, like, when we do that to ourselves, it's such a dynamic invalidation and almost like abuse, where we're like doing that against ourselves. And it's, talk about uncomfortable, but it's this weird comfort of staying small, but it's super uncomfortable. So you may as well go for the discomfort of going big, out creating yourself, being more fabulous, having more self betrayal. Paris, I love that. Yeah. So what if you could go beyond the comfort of lack? What if you could have, with money, never enough money and always too much to spend? What if you could have never enough fabulous people in your life? What if you could never have enough going on in your business? What if you could never have enough amazing pairs of shoes? I can never have enough amazing pairs of shoes. That's definitely my thing. I can never have enough body work in a day. I got a lot of body work today. Like that kind of stuff, that is like so judgeable in this reality, because you're not supposed to have that. Like, you're not supposed to have more than other people, because there's some weird belief that there's a finite supply of everything to go around, but that's totally not true. Nothing is finite, especially you. You are not finite. You are an infinite being, an infinite creature in this in this world. So that's just a little like prelude and invitation. We haven't really like spread the word about this class very much. And it starts tomorrow, and I could have like postponed it, but it was going to start today. I postponed it a day. I was like, I just want to do it. I just want to start it, even if it's just me talking to myself. No, there are going to be some people there, but I want to do it. So I just wanted to come and invite you. It's going to be 21 days of Facebook Lives similar to this in a private group. It's called Going Beyond the Comfort of Lack. There's going to be audio recordings. So, if you missed the Facebook Live, it's fine. You can listen to the recording later or watch it. And it's heathernichols.com/beyond lack is the the place where you go. So yeah, you're invited. Bring your friends that are brave enough to have something way greater than everybody else. It takes some courage to choose that. That's for sure. Okay. Bye.